eyeshadow brush. What the frick? Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl AwesomelyNiri, bringing you back an epic tutorial on this bold as fuck, hella glittery, hella in your face New Year's Eve look. So without any further ado, let's get this tutorial going. For primer, I'm going to go in with this duo, the Smashbox Photo Finish and the Milani Prime Light. Smashbox first, then goes the Milani. I feel like this really hydrates my skin and makes the foundation look extra satiny, natural, especially now in the winter that my skin is like acting all sorts of crazy. So I feel like this combination really has been helping my foundation and even my skin not be so dry. Anytime I'm going to a fancy event or I really want my foundation to last a really long time, where I'm out all night, my definite go-to is the Lancome 24-hour makeup. It is one of my favorites. Concealer is Tarte Shape Tape. Duh. For finishing powders, I'm going to show you my new favorite duo, which you've seen in my previous video, so I'm not sure if it's so new, but definitely my obsession is the Laura Mercier translucent finishing powder for my under eyes and the Maybelline Fit Me loose finishing powder in the shade medium for my face. I always go in with the e.l.f. foundation pointed brush for my under eyes and an e.l.f. powder brush for my face setting powder. When there's nothing left on the brush, just swipe away at the finishing powder for the under eyes. I have yet to find a bronzer that has yet to do anything as close as to my Marc Jacobs Tantric, and there's no shame in my game, but I have high hopes for my bronzer future. So until then, this is what I'm using for my bronzer. And I am also using a Wet n Wild fluffy fan brush. There is no name to it, so I just call it fluffy fan brush. For blush, I'm going to go in with my Morphe 9N blush palette, and I'm going to go in with this Mauve bubblegum pink shade. Also with an e.l.f. brush, and it is an e.l.f. angled brush. And I did not make up the name, that's actually what it says. Angled blush brush. Hey bitches, I brought you in closer so you can see the next part, which is the eye look, and you also can see this greasy ass hair that I'm working with, but it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay. So for eyes, we're gonna go in with the Jaclyn Hill palette, my ultimate fave eyeshadow palette at the moment. This thing is beautiful, just because the consistencies of the formulas are awesome. So creamy, so blendable, so pigmented. So as I said with the other videos, I definitely recommend it. And for our first shade, we're going to go in with the very first little shimmery shade. We're gonna go in with this shade here. Sorry for being a hot mess. This shade here, and it's gonna go all over our lid to soften up the foundation we put on there, since it's sitting all up in our crease. And we're just going to put that all over. No real format to this. Just using a fluffy brush. This is a Morphe R40. So because my camera played me, well actually my laptop played me, I thought I pressed record and I really didn't, and I was talking to nobody. So once again, I'm going to go in with this mustardy shade. It is my favorite transition shade to use, and we're going to go in with a Morphe R40, and it's going to go all the way up top on our crease in windshield wiper motions from the outer corner all the way to the inner corner, and this is the highest our shadow is going to go. So we're just going to keep doing that until our crease is nice and orangey. Next up, we're going to go with a Morphe Y17 brush, and we'll go in with this burgundy shade, another one of my favorites in her palette. So this shade is going to go a little bit lower, and it's also going all around our crease. So we are going to do windshield wiper motions once again and make sure that is blended in very nicely with the previous transition shade by making sure we do this. Once there's nothing left on the brush, you're going to go back with your previous brush with the orangey shade and blend that, mix that in. And it doesn't matter what our lid looks like because we're going to pack that on with black eyeshadow. And then we repeat. Alright, once that's done, we're going to go in with an e.l.f. eye crease brush and take the black shade right there, very small pounces at a time. We're just going to gently place that on our lid. So this is going all over on the actual eyelid, and we are placing it very gently first. Then once a majority of half the lid, which is like right around here, is filled, when there's nothing left on the brush, we're going to go just over to the very crease, which is here, and start rubbing everything together. And that will start the smoky eye process. Then we go back in and do the same thing, going in for the next layer of black, pouncing that very gently on, and then when there's nothing left, start rubbing that crease and smoking out that line. Once that is nice and filled, we're going to go back with nothing else on our previous brush with that burgundy, and we're going to smoke that crease out. And what that basically means is just blending those two dark colors together. From inner corner to middle to end. Spreading out that color. And this is what we have so far, and literally once you have this down packed, you are out of the trenches, because that is literally the hardest part of doing a smoky eye, making sure that you keep the black just on your eyelid and not putting a lot of product on your crease when you're blending out. I don't know, I love doing smoky eyes. They're so freaking easy. People think it's so hard, but it's really truly not. So moving on, it is glitter time. So I'm going to use the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow, and this is the shade Molten Midnight. Obviously I can't talk. And this is going to go in the center of our lid only, and it's going to go all the way up to the crease, just like that. And once I start getting up to the crease, I like to use a lighter hand, just because you don't want the glitter transferring up to the top of your lid. If you have hooded eyes like me, it'll definitely, once I open it, if it's still wet, glitter will go literally everywhere. So take your time with this, keep your eyes low. This product is pretty fast drying, so it's not like you have to wait a really long time. So still, take your time. And I like to do 2, maybe 3 layers. I don't know why I'm whispering. Moving on to our lower lids, we're going to use this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and it looks just like this, very tiny. And we're going to use the same 2 shades on our bottom lid that we did on our very upper lid, which is the orange and the burgundy, and it's going to go very low. They are both going to go all around. And this is the orange shade. Then we're going to go in with the burgundy shade. Right on top of that one. And you're going to see this like ombre effect, just like we have on our top lid. And you see how low I'm taking that. With smoky eyes, it's very dramatic, it's very extra. It is not your typical eyeshadow look, so this is why we're dragging it down, so that the black can have its moment. With another e.l.f. brush, this is an e.l.f. 202, we're going to very, very gently tap into the black and keep that as close to our waterline as possible. Alrighty, raccoon eyes in full effect. And for the last and final piece of our eye look is more glitter. So just like we did up top, I'm going to put glitter in very tiny dots in the center of our lid. And drag it down almost like a little upside down triangle or teardrop. Can I just say, my ultimate pet peeve about smoky eyes is when people do like black on black smoky eyes like this and then add like a black liner. Like, are we playing search for the wing? Like, I don't understand why people would add a wing to a black smoky eye. Like, it's just annoying. Does anybody else feel that way? Because I most certainly do. So I thought we were missing a tad of pizzazz, and I thought this is our New Year's look, why the hell not? And I decided to add some of this Urban Decay Heavy Metal liner. It is obviously the most beautiful thing you've ever seen because look at all the sparkle that it just added. It has a very, very thin brush, so makes it so easy to use. and I just applied it, just literally a few swipes on the top, a few swipes on the bottom, and it just took this look from 0 to a million. And I'm going to apply some black liner to my eyebrows and add some lashes, and I'll be right back. So I am back, and I added a black eyeliner to my waterline. The lashes are from House of Lashes. These are the Iconic Lights. And for mascara, my ultimate favorite mascara, where are you? It is the It is the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. For highlight, we're going to go in with the Jouer highlight, and it is Tan Lines. I'm going to use a Morphe R31. You just slather it on. If I can bathe in highlighter, I would. And this is New Year's, so don't be shy. You're supposed to be blinding and much brighter than the ball from New Year's Eve. You know, the countdown one from Times Square. What's it called? New Year's Eve ball? Anyway, that's your goal. Finishing spray, we are going to use the Morphe setting spray. Don't be shy. And while it's still wet, I like to go over it with my beauty blender, especially over lines. Make sure all that powder is melted right into your skin. I like to focus on my forehead because I have a lot of forehead lines here, so making sure that setting spray sets into those lines and makes my skin look much more natural. We are in the final stretch and time for lips. This is the last and final look. Thank you so much for taking your time on your morning, afternoon, night, wherever it is that you are, and just to follow along with me and do this makeup tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed. I really hope that you can give me a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye guys.